Hey everybody, welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. So today I wanted to talk about the tutorial for Dead by Daylight. And often well, not underrepresented, but often a thing that doesn't get talked about enough. However, I think it should be talked about more because honestly, this shit needs to be updated. So we played it a little bit on stream and we're going to play that after this, but some things I noticed while playing it, it simultaneously teaches too much and doesn't teach enough. It teaches you the bare bone basics. It teaches you how to do a gen. It teaches you how to unhook. It teaches you how to heal. It teaches you basic attacks. It teaches you scratch marks. It doesn't teach you about blood pools. Not really. It tells you about them, but it doesn't tell you how to use them. It doesn't tell you anything about grunts of pain, really. A lot of it is text-based. On the killer side, it was very frustrating because every 2 seconds I was getting interrupted, and it wouldn't let me just kind of play around and figure it out on my own to a degree, while kind of giving me a guiding hand. It didn't mention anything about vaulting speeds or anything. It mentioned how vaults work, but it didn't mention slow vaults versus medium vaults versus fast vaults. It didn't mention any of that. It didn't mention the hooking for survivors. It mentioned the hook stages when you're playing killer or doing the killer tutorial, but not on the survivor side, which was very strange. It didn't mention perks at all, which I don't expect it to go into like specifics, but it didn't even teach the idea of the killer or the survivor might have perks, or things like that. It was very, very bare bones. I will say in the gameplay you're going to see of us doing this tutorial, I will give credit that Behavior added in the anti-camp mechanic into the tutorial. Actually, I didn't even know this. It's called the Resolve meter. News to me. I actually kind of super like that name way more. But yeah, Behavior, this shit needs to be updated more. This does not show the game. It didn't even teach looping. That was the other weird thing. It taught pallets and how they work, but it didn't really explain like looping around an object, even something minor. It doesn't have to be like I said, it doesn't have to go into the specifics of how these things work, but the very bare bones of you can run the killer around this thing to make it take longer before they can hit you, or something like that. It didn't teach me about getting a speed boost when I get hit as survivor either. That was a very random thing that is very important to know. It's or blade wiping animations. It didn't explain that. It just explained the difference. It explained what a lunge was versus a standard hit, but it didn't explain the differences between them. Maybe it did, and I just didn't read it properly. Maybe that's another thing. But at the end of the day, while this tutorial is serviceable, it could be much better. And if we're trying to get new players into this game, which we seem to be trying to do a lot, this needs to be better. A game shouldn't require being the big word there, another player to teach you how to play it. It's a nice supplement, but people shouldn't have to watch an 11-hour Otstarva video to help them learn how to play the game and things like that. In any case, I'm just going to go ahead and roll the footage of the tutorial. Tell me what you guys think. I really do think this shit needs to be updated. In any case, I love y'all. Have a good one, and yeah, enjoy the footage. Bye! Alright, chat, so here is what we're doing. We're going to play the tutorial. Why am I going to do this? Because I want to do a video talking about how bad it is. So we're going to go into the tutorials and see just how bad they are now. Dan, if you say it, I swear to God, I will legitimately ban you. We'll see how legitimately not good they are. Also, while we're doing testing, the Choose My Killer has been disabled, FYI. Dead by Daylight is an asymmetric game that is played in trials between 4 survivors and 1 killer. Good. It's good so far. As a survivor, you must hide from the killer while repairing generators to power exit gates. The tutorial will teach you the basics needed to escape alive. Use the mouse to look around. Got it. WASD. Got it. Shift WASD to run. Got it. I've been good on it. I've been good. How have you? How is everyone in chat doing? I really want to know. I know how a couple of y'all are doing, and I'm able to alleviate it. We played the tutorial the other night to get blood point charm. It's awful. I have a feeling it's awful. When you run, you leave scratch marks that are only visible to the killer. Walk or crouch to prevent scratch marks. Okay. Vaults can be performed faster while running. But this can alert the killer to your location. Okay, so we've learned movement. We've learned how the camera works. We've learned how to crouch, and we're learning how to vault. And we're learning how to repair a generator. Tap the skill check button when the pointer passes over the success zone. Hitting the solid part adds bonus progress, but failing a skill check removes some progress and notifies the killer dealer. Okay. Wait. Oh, is my tap to do isn't on. Stressed? Why? School, of course. Well, it was warm today, and I managed to do some cleaning up, so overall pretty good. That's nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, it didn't talk about... Yeah, you're right, man. It didn't talk about slow vaults, medium vaults, or fast vaults. It told me how to use a skill check. Vault through the window. Prepare the final gem. Oh no, a trapper trap. You've been caught in the trapper's bear trap. Each killer has a unique power that must be learned to avoid. Oh yeah, okay. Obvious joke is over. When the killer is near, your heartbeat beats louder. Okay, so it tells you about the terror radius. It tells you about trappers and abilities. You can try to wiggle free from the killer when you are picked up by pressing the wiggle. So it doesn't even tell you about recovering. What is... Pulling down pallets to slow the killer when they're chasing you. Wait, pull down pallets to slow the killer when they're chasing you. Dropping a pallet on the killer or something. Oh, I was incorrect. It does tell you that you can stun the killer. I always had to teach assistance in high school. Okay, it tells you the killer can kick a pallet. Reach Meg. Why can't I go on the... This tutorial sucks. A space... Why would I pull a pallet down? Drivers can vault over pallets when they have been pushed down. Okay. Teamwork is such a part of... You will need to unhook survivors when they have been hooked by a killer. Okay. I mean, because... Okay, so earlier it said that vaulting makes a noise notification so the killer can hear it, but that's not true if you do a slow vault. Okay, it's going to teach me about locker. Is it going to mention hook stages? Lockers are a good place to hide, but be careful you aren't seen going in. So it doesn't mention rushed vault or rushed locker hides either. Well, yeah, it said that fast vaulting alerts the killer, but it didn't say. It didn't tell me the difference. You can try to escape a hook on your own, but the chances of success is extremely low, and failed attempts bring you closer to being sacrificed. Outside of the tutorial, you should only attempt to unhook yourself when there's no other chance of survival. The resolve bar fills and the killer lingers. Chat. Chat. Credit to behavior. Credit to behavior. They added the anti-camp thing to the tutorial. I was not aware of this. Alright, Meg. When injured, you will make more noise and leave a trail of blood behind you. Other survivors can heal you just as you can heal injured survivors yourself. Oh. Healing in the terror radius right off hook. Resolve me? Yes, it does. It does. Roll off the tongue better than anti-camp. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Better than well, TCM doesn't even have a tutorial. It's just videos. You don't even play it. As a survivor, teamwork is critical to your success in a trial. Working with each other helps speed up generators, repairs, and speed. Is it gonna mention that there is slightly reduced speed when you work together? It is not. Once enough generators repair, you can open the exit gate and escape the trial. So Meg is just like a real teammate, she pointed at it. So it didn't mention hook stages at all. It didn't mention crawling or recovering. It didn't mention slow vaults. In-game class is triggered once the gate is opened by a survivor or the hatch. Or the hatch is closed by the killer. Escape the trial before time is up, otherwise you will be killed by the entity. You'll be dead by daylight. Oh, it could be worse, but it could be better. The last survivor in a match can also escape by jumping into the hatch. No, I didn't. I said worse. I didn't say the word. I said worse. The hatch opens when only one survivor is left.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hey, DJ. Oh, that. What you meant? I said the bad word. I was like, no, I didn't. Plus, the 5 minutes are up. DJ, I'm actually not feeling the best, if I'm honest with you. Congratulations, you have completed the Survivor's tutorial. Okay, alright. That wasn't terrible, I'll be honest. Things it didn't really mention, though. It didn't mention looping at all, like even a little bit. It didn't mention slow vaulting. It didn't mention crawling. It didn't mention recovering. It didn't mention how progress is technically slowed when more than one person is on a generator. It didn't mention hook states. Is that really it? Like, basics of the game? Is that really all it didn't mention? They say insane shit all the time. Looping is a construct created by the Shadow God. See? Okay. Maybe we're in the luck check. Maybe the killer one is better. Maybe. I will give them credit. They did mention the anti-camp and gave me a better name for it. Anti-resolve, or the resolve meter. I like that much more. I hate it here. I hate it here. As the killer, you must hunt down and sacrifice all the survivors. This tutorial will teach you the basics needed to appease the entity. Go to generator. Okay. As the killer, you will be able to see the auras of all generators on the map. You must prevent survivors from repairing the generators. Okay. Alright. Maybe don't tell me to go somewhere and then stop me every 2 seconds. When a survivor fails a skill check, a visual notification appears to show you where the sound came from. What? You can damage partially repaired generators to regress their progress. But wait, there's more. Okay, I'll stop my Wayne impression. When a survivor runs, they leave scratch marks that you can use to track them. Survivors will try to escape by using vaults. They can also move through vault points. Wait. You can also move through vault points, but more slowly than survivors do. Okay. Survivors can knock over panels to slow you down. As a trapper, you can place bear traps to catch survivors. Each killer has their own power to learn and master. Right? Why would I set it here? Hooray. Find the survivor. Okay. Okay. This is going to sound hypocritical. Maybe on the killer tutorial, do not stop the killer every 2 seconds to explain something to them. Tapping the attack button executes a quick attack. Pressing and holding executes a lunging attack. It quickly moves you... Okay. It doesn't explain the miss cooldown, does it? When a survivor is injured, they leave a blood trail and make more noise. It only takes one hit to knock down an injured survivor. Unless they have dead hard or endurance. It's not going to explain endurance, is it? Knockdown survivors should be picked up, carried, and sacrificed on hook to the entity. Move quickly as carried survivors can move up. I don't like that it says should. Maybe that's just a me thing. A hook survivor slowly progresses towards being sacrificed to the enemy, but can be rescued by other survivors. A survivor will immediately be sacrificed after being hooked 3 times. Okay, alright. So, it doesn't... so it explains... Okay, I'm gonna move. Lingering within 60 meters of a hooked survivor will give them the strength to unhook themselves. Don't want to... Okay, it gives the resolve meter in the killer tutorial. Good, 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 good. So, it explains hook stages to the killer, but not to the survivor tutorial. Well, yeah, it didn't explain slugging. It didn't say, like, if you leave a survivor on the ground, they'll bleed out after a certain amount of time, or something like that. It didn't say anything. When there is no one survivor left, the hatch will open somewhere on the map. Find and close it before it... Okay, it explains the hatch, at least. Yeah, but even if you do both tutorials, it's still relevant information for both sides to... I don't know. The in-game collapse is triggered once the gate is opened by a survivor or a hatch is closed by the killer. Find and kill the last survivor before they can escape or time runs out. All remaining survivors are killed by the end. Okay. He's gonna step on my god trap. Let's fucking go. I couldn't pick him up. I feel like there's a lot of info here that wasn't shared. Congratulations. Okay. It didn't mention how kicking works. It didn't mention anything about endurance. It didn't mention slugging. It didn't mention... It didn't say, like, hooks go away once the survivor is killed on them. Yeah, it does feel like there was less, which is weird because I feel like I was getting stopped every 2 seconds to have something explained to me. I don't know. It just needs work. Like, there was just some things that, like, are relevant to both sides, with or without perks, that I think need to be explained.
Subscribe, damn it! I'll be back. I always come back, and so should you, you moron.